Hello and welcome to my in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the major strands of this week before diving deep and in forensic detail giving you each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts, so please stay with me for that. This week is going to see the Sun arrive in the sign of Capricorn on Tuesday, but this also heralds the winter solstice. So we're entering the fourth quadrant of the Western tropical astrological year, so the last 13 weeks run. So this is a really notable transition. The sign of Capricorn is very much to do with structures, it's to do with the more traditional features of life. It can be an area that we have a focus on goals and ambitions, and therefore to do with our professional interactions, but not exclusively. Of course, the sign of Capricorn is Earth, and it is cardinal, so it's very much a sign of leadership. So the free-spirited energy of Sagittarius makes way for the more somber vibe of Capricorn, but we still have Mars in Sagittarius, which is a very adventurous combination. And in fact, by the end of this week, Mars is forging a super link with Saturn. So when we get the energy of Mars combining collaboratively with the structural energies of Saturn, that can be very positive. Now, as this week begins, we also have Mercury in a terrific angle with Uranus across the first 3 days. Mercury already in the sign of Capricorn, dazzling in the electric link with Uranus, asks us to be very open-minded about how we deploy our resources. Anything to do with business decisions as well. The more innovative we are, the better it can be. Remember, the full moon from last week is still very, very potent this week. And that's basically saying to us that we need to use our language carefully. The everyday communications of the moon in Gemini competing with the more expansive energies of the sun in Sagittarius. So choosing our words carefully this week continues to be a theme. If we're traveling anywhere, important to check out things carefully. But Jupiter was very supportive to that particular lunation. So I think there can be some uplift from that feeds into this week. But by Friday, by Christmas Eve, we do have the square between Saturn and Uranus repeating itself exactly for the third time this year. But you know, the truth is, within a few degrees, they've actually been agitating at one another pretty well since about the second week of January. But this just reminds us that the liberty that Uranus wants us to have has to be balanced against the responsibilities that Saturn wants us to show. So there could be something that is stopping us being quite as free as we would like on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, we have the second of two conjunctions between Venus and Pluto. The first was on the 11th of December, and of course last week Venus went into its retrograde. Now this could bring about some real lovely sentimental connections, perhaps to people from our past. Perhaps we can really appreciate how fortunate we are to have the folks in our life that we have had. But if you're in a relationship where there is quite a lot of leverage around money or even intimacy, Venus's combination with Pluto can make us much more conscious of the power balance that's going on Christmas Day as well. Can you believe it? So that's a potentially tricky one, but definitely an opportunity to celebrate the stability of the relationships that do work well for us. And if you're not in a relationship, or even spending this Christmas time alone, which I have experienced myself, and it's not easy, what I would say to you is this does give you an opportunity to think very profoundly about what you would like going into next year, future forward. But I am now going to share with you each of the 12 zodiac signs in detail. But just before I do, remember, if you'd like to sign up for your free daily horoscope, written horoscope, direct to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video. Also, if you'd like to get your year 2022 personal forecast, you can do so and get your character analysis as well. You will get the full 12 months from the time of the order to the end of next year. If you order in January, you will get 12 months from that point, but 30% off too. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of December. Your Christmas week sees the sun arrive with the winter solstice on Tuesday into your sector of sociability and friendship. Mercury in this area already is in a really sparkling link with Uranus at the very start of this week, so there could be some last minute invitations, messages pinging backwards and forwards that can delight. And of course, the sun is joining up with the combination not just of Mercury, but of Venus and Pluto. Venus and Pluto in the 11th house could mean that somebody that you're very friendly with has got some kind of romantic attraction to you. Maybe it's vice versa. Maybe there's someone in your group that you're drawn to. Of course, Venus is retrograde, which can make us think deeply about the quality of relationships and the stability of them because of the Capricornian location for this combination. Pluto is, however, the power broker, and it can be about those things that are concealed. So if there is someone that you're drawn to, if you're footloose on fancy free, in your social circle, you just need to be aware that maybe for them it is a clinch under the proverbial mistletoe that they're wanting, not necessarily a long-term relationship. So if that's something you wanted, then just be aware that there is a potential for a misalignment between one another's situation. If you're both totally happy to have an interlude of passion, that's fantastic. It's also possible that you're coming together in some kind of collective around a financial matter which Venus does govern. That will be something that could show itself. So maybe there's going to be a suggestion to enter into some kind of raffle in your community, or maybe it'd be something around a syndicate, and it could prove to be quite lucky for you. Now Jupiter, the planet of growth and of course your co-ruler, that forged a very supportive link to last week's full moon, which is still permeating its energy into this week. So although there is this pull towards being more sociable, there may still be a need to juggle home and work in quite a delicate way. And also Saturn in your 12th house does on Christmas Eve come back into an exact and rather punishing right angle with Uranus. And this can have an impact on nervous energy. And like a lot of people at this time of the year, we're all juggling so many different demands and it can be exhausting. So I think that could really catch up with you a little bit on Christmas Eve, if not before. But the general vibe of your chart shows with Mars in an elevated part of your situation, giving you leadership abilities and an extra dose of self-confidence, that you could be taking the lead around some social arrangements if they're permissible, because obviously the whole COVID situation changes so very rapidly. But I think if there is an opportunity to get together with people you like or make contact with people you like, the depth of some of those friendships, perhaps people who have been friends with you a very, very long time, is something you're really going to appreciate. But there could be a new and sparkling admirer that is going to light up your Christmas time. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. God bless and goodbye.